never known, seeking wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It clearly says, we destroy for the lack of knowledge. But I wanted to come talk about, just give y'all some food for thought. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Just don't shoot the messenger. Everything always speaking to us. We're just not listening because we're distracted with everything. And last night, I come across some information. Every time you come across something that you have not heard, when you have woken up to see things beyond what somebody said, you start thinking about it. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to think about everything that's being given to us. If you think about it, the bottom line is this church situation is the reason why we have not evolved. If anybody is truly paying attention when they go to church, the pastors only talk about what is going on in the Bible. What Jonah did, what Daniel did, what Moses did, the burning bush, Meshach and Abednego. They're not talking about nothing that's happening in the world. So where are they leading us? Because Moses gone, David gone, Daniel gone, Jonah gone, Mary with the issue of blood is gone, Jesus Christ, resurrection, crucifixion, his walk, he dead. Why do they keep telling us what is in the book? Because that's where they want y'all to stand, in the book. And if you in the book, you'll never connect with the universe speaking to you in a spiritual way.
That's right.
We are connected to the universe. We are spirits experiencing being human. So if they're leading us to God, how are we going to get there? By continuing to hear what Jonah, Mary, Moses, Daniel, and all these people in the Bible did. Because what they did and what we're experiencing today, we're experiencing wickedness, evil, that has something to do with us living a peaceful, a harmonic, a prosperous life. And they can explain what it means in a spiritual way why Mary had the issue of blood for so many years. If they could explain in a spiritual way why Jonah was in the belly of the whale, if they could explain in a spiritual way why Daniel was in the lion, then we can get something from them telling it to us over and over and over and over. But they just keep telling us that he was in it, and then they did this and they did that. So how does it affect us by these people in the Bible doing what they did or experience what they experienced? How does it help us? Because their job is to save our soul. So if they're doing something and telling us something that's not helping us grow and evolve, then they're not doing their job. And if they're not doing their job, then they need to be looking at why what they're telling us is not working for us. Anybody who go into a church, I don't care what kind it is, because all of that is tied up under Christianity. If you're not learning anything that betters you, you got to start asking yourself, why am I continuing to go in here? If you think all your life is for to accumulate something, to die and leave it here, alone, there's no turning you back. But once you understand what your life force energy is for, because it's not to buy, sell, and trade, because we don't get to keep that. So what else is our life force energy for? Our life force energy is for us to learn about us individually, about our minds, about our hearts, about our soul, about our behaviors, about our patterns, about our programs. And the only way we can learn about that is through astrology, through connecting and knowing about the universe, because it speaks to us, because that's where we came from. When we're born, wherever each planet was in the skies, when we came out, when that crown hit that hole, it took a snapshot of what was in the heavens. Go look up your birth chart, and it'll tell you where those planets was the moment your head hit that crown. The crown hit that hole. The crown of your head hit that hole. It snapshot your life path. They don't want us to know that because they don't want us to be on our life path that takes us to our destiny. It takes us to what we fated to learn, fated to do, fated to experience. Somebody is holding the power to our destiny by giving us this story over and over and over, repetitiously, giving us something that they see clearly. It's not working for people. It's not helping people. It's not beneficial for the people. And we see what they're doing. This is where I come in, trying to show somebody what I learned when I got away from the pastor telling us things that this stuff don't add up. Well, I ain't gonna just keep going in there and I know this stuff don't add up. I'm gonna start finding out what is going on. I'm gonna start reading into what it's saying and what it means to me so that I can move without all of the stress and the weight of the world. We're destined to do something. Energetically, our energy is supposed to experience something major in this life. And these people have the power. That's why they're gating us in. Because once we do that, we're going to come back and try to get somebody else to reach their destiny. And that's how the world going to change. Because we individually change. It started with the man in the mirror. And once I found Daphne, the true, authentic Daphne. Not the one that my mother wanted me to be, and who the school wanted me to be, and who the church wanted me to be, and who the society wanted me to be. The one who I truly am energetically, spiritually, according to the planets that's connected to me. So I have to find that and see what that is for me in my life and how I can be my true authentic self, which is I have a rebellious spirit. I do not go alone. If I strongly feel that don't line up with me, that's not right, that don't feel true, it feel unbalanced, I'm going against that. I'm not going to ignore myself anymore, which I never did. I used to have to fight people to speak my truth and to express myself. And now that I have grown, I've learned to speak my truth in a more humble way. I am who I am. That's who I am. And you can like me or don't like me, but I am who I am. Nobody is allowing us to be free to be who we truly, truly are. So I'm in here. I just want to come share, bring some food for thought. We need to start getting into astrology, numerology, the planets and the stars, bird charts, because, again, the Bible is not supposed to be given to us by no one. If this Bible is true and real, it's not supposed to be given and have a middleman. That makes no sense for God to use somebody else to talk to somebody. Because if God can talk to one, he can talk to two, one-on-one. To the third person, one-on-one. He don't need no middleman. So again, we got to get that concept out of our head. Now, if we got some issues and we want to go to somebody to get some insight after trying to work it out and couldn't find the answer, no problem. But when we put that person before checking with our own compass, checking with our own mind, checking with our own spirit, checking with our own heart, we're giving power to someone to control our life and where we're destined to go. So again, I just come bring this little short message and to get out here in the sun because it was a little chilly earlier. And see, I noticed on my journey because I'm learning to be in tune with life. And after that man put that bad report in that paragraph that stopped me from going to these long-term places for a period of time, I felt blocked. But it's meant for you to be where you're meant to be, and you got to know that rejection is protection. See, we can't take nothing as a letdown. Everything is a life lesson. So he helped me stay still because we had a full moon. We're about to have an eclipse. And when we have these moon changing and eclipse and new moons, we need to be connected to ourselves. We need to be doing meditation. We need to be doing rituals, speaking life into ourselves, speaking intentions for our life. Nobody don't want to teach that. They just keep telling us to wait hold up, wait a minute. Jesus. And you got to understand what it is doing to you when you sit yourself down and you wait for Jesus to come. Sit with that. I'm waiting on Jesus to come do something for me when I got my health and my strength. I'm in clothes in my right mind. All of my limbs are working. I can see, I can hear, I can walk, I can talk. And I got somebody making me believe I gotta wait for a white man painted on a portrait who was murdered to come back and fix my problems for me. That's why I started reading into this stuff. Now, I'm not saying that I don't connect to the Most High, but if you see that sun shining on me, that's it right there. If you hear them birds chirping in this background, that's my connection. You see? My connection is not no pastor in no church, because it clearly says in the Bible, God is not in building made by hand. Y'all take God in the building. God ain't in the building. You bringing God in the building because God is within you. You see? And they're not going to teach y'all that. They're going to keep making y'all think y'all coming in there for God when God is clearly not in there. Y'all bringing God in there. But if you disconnected from him because you're waiting for him, you don't even know you brought God in there, and that's why you're dead in the church. Nobody and hardly thanking God that they woke up another day, that they can see today, that they can hear today, they can walk today, they can, you see what I'm saying? Talk today. They got clothes on their back, shoes on their feet, and ate a bread. If that's all they ate, we don't go in there saying thank you for anything that could come out of our mouth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We just go in there and sit down and let the pastor talk crazy to us. Which I don't do that anymore. I don't wear that t-shirt anymore. My connection is right out here in this nature. My connection is with anybody that I meet on my journey. That's how I see the God in me. And if the God in them, I show them the God in me. How they can be like the little lady who tried to come hustle me for some money because she fighting these demons of alcoholic with the man that she married to. I said, I'll get you something to eat, but when I say I'm going to get you something to eat, she didn't want it. She just wanted the money. You see? So you got to know how to help somebody in the same breath, but draw the healthy boundaries with them. Now, I tried to help her. I tried to, and I'm not in no, Daph needs some help herself. I need somebody to bless me with some money. But I keep trusting the process and keep pushing. But again, everything you do will come back to you, so that's why I don't look at it as I got lack over here. I'm a blesser because the universe picks it up. So, again, I just want to come bring that message. We need to go online and look for our birth chart. Stop listening to these preachers and teachers telling us that that's demonic and that's wicked and that's... No. And witchcraft is bad. No. Who can say what is good and what is bad? If the Bible says there is nothing, Nothing new, under that sun right there. I hope you see it. And that everything was made good. Now, either this Bible telling us a lie, or it is the truth. And people who don't want to look at something new, people who don't want to open up their mind to something new, they're going to discourage you from doing something new, discovering something, going another way. See, they program us all to go the same way. All of us to do the same thing. All of us to think the same way. And this is how he who holds the narrative has held the power. And this is how the universe kept giving us the same life lesson of slavery in our conscious mind, because we would not rebel against that story. We would not conquer fear. We would not behave in a manner that we was not inferior to anyone, but we behaved in the manner of what they say. They projected inferior onto us, and we acted that. So there was a thought and a feeling that manifest them to keep putting pressure on us. But once we would have decided to stand together and push against this narrative of chocolate people being inferior to any people, we would have broke that spell off of us, because that's who put it there. Man. No mighty God ain't put no spell on us. Man put these spells on us in our conscious mind and made us to believe it. He wrote that in the Bible, and then he kept reiterating to y'all and telling it to you over and over and over and over. And then y'all starting to believe that God doing that to us. God ain't doing this to us. You're doing it to yourself because you don't want to stop your karma by facing your fears. That's when your karma stops. Anything that's happening to you that's uncomfortable, that's bad, that's wicked, that's dark, that's demonic, that's unfair, that's unjust, it is your karma. And once you stand up to that thing that is violating your being, your human experience, then you balance out your karma because you took your power back. You stood in your power. Nobody is teaching that. So again, I'm coming to teach you what I learned. Because the Bible clearly says to be not conformed to patterns of the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's what I went and did. So I'm just coming to give what I got. Take it if you need it, leave it if you don't. We got to stop shooting messengers who say something different than the narrator. Because the narrator got your power. I'm trying to empower you. You see what I'm saying? See, the narrator who holding this narrative got y'all power. But I'm not narrating that to y'all. I'm trying to empower y'all. So again, it's about us thinking about what we're doing. Looking at what we're doing. Being in the moment of what is going on in this world. Those preachers keep talking about what happened in the Bible. Happened is past tense. But they never talk about what is happening in the world, which is present tense. So again, we got to talk about the present tense because the past is gone. And the only thing we can do is learn from it because we cannot go back and redo it. It's gone. Life is changing. The world is changing. But there is a force that's stopping human beings from changing. Now, I don't know what this force is, who this force is in your life that's stopping you from growing, evolving, to be your best self, to be on your purpose, on your calling, to reach your destiny while you're here. That's on you to decide. That's on you to find out. That's on you to want. Nobody can make y'all want it. You gotta want it. You got to want it. So y'all gotta go through the work. Looking at yourself, looking at your birth chart, go online, free birth chart. And whatever you don't understand, you go right back and ask the question, what does this mean? If you don't know what you're looking at, what does Sun in Taurus mean? What does Sun in Gemini mean? What does Sun in Pisces mean? What does Sun in Sagittarius mean? If you don't know, ask. What is it? Seek. And ye shall find. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. So it's time for us to go and get us some knowledge because ain't nobody giving us no knowledge in the church. Ain't nobody giving us no knowledge from that government system. Ain't nobody giving us no knowledge in the school. Because everybody coming out slinging burgers and chickens. You see, hamburgers and fried chicken in restaurants and working at some European man business that he has created. Nobody coming out being their own business owner, establishing their own business to get their own family and friends job. They're coming out doing a job that's already there. So again, we got to look at what we're doing. We got to look at what we're doing to ourselves. Nobody's doing us anything, but they're making us believe. They're making us believe. Nobody's doing us nothing. We're doing it to ourselves because we're not going against the grain. We're not standing up for ourselves. We're not standing in our power. And we're not coming together as a people. Stop talking about it because that's another thing about the Bible and the preachers and the teachers. They tell us to hear it, but they don't tell us to do it. But the Bible clearly says, be a hearer and a doer. So again, I don't know if y'all want to keep going in and listen to these people. Keep y'all stuck and stagnant from expanding your mind. If you're going to be a hearer, the preacher should be telling you to be a doer. And in the Bible it says, have not the spirit of fear, because God didn't give us no fear. He gave us power, love, and sound mind. But they don't reiterate not to have the fear, to have the power, to have the love, and the sound mind. They don't keep talking about that over and over and over and saying it over and over so you can get that. They don't give us the power is greater in the inside. They don't keep reiterating that. But they will reiterate, will a man rob God? See? About tithes and offering. So then you got to know what you're doing. You got to look at this picture from a different perspective, from a different bird's eye. And I'm trying to give y'all another way to look at it, another way to think about it. Because that's what we're here. To help one, reach one, and teach one. I am my brother's keeper, so I'm just trying to give somebody else something to open up their minds so they can grow and evolve and have their best life and leave something for their children. If you don't get it, then you can learn it and give it to your children or direct your children to start getting it. You see? Because it's got to start somewhere for us to come from off the bottom of this totem pole that we have been put on, and somebody got their feet on our neck. People got their feet on our neck, so we got to get it off. because we want it off. And if we don't want it off, they're going to keep it on. Because people only going to do what you let them do. And that's what we're going to get on out here. I'm going to enjoy some of this sun. I think I might go get my bag and come on out here because I was in the room because it was a little chilly this morning. I had to get up out of my room because they had come sprayed. As a matter of fact, the started there. That's neither here nor there. But I'm going to come out here and get some sun. I suggest you do the same. I'm going to tell you, like Tabitha Brown said, she is a positive content creator as well. Y'all going about your business, have an amazing day. And even if y'all can't have an amazing day, please don't go mess nobody else one. I hope what I gave you inspired you, uplift you, and encourage you to want to seek yourself to have better, to have more in this life that you're living, and come from out of this slop that done put us in. Yes, I love y'all people to the moon and back. Namaste.